Hi guys, so today's video is going to be my weekly wax meltdown. I apologize for not getting this up last week. I actually came down with the cold and actually haven't been melting that much this week, but I did want to go ahead and share. I am going to say that my weekly wax meltdowns may change just because I'm not melting as much as I normally do. Like, I'm melting through lots of like loaves and bags and things like that, and I like to wait till I get through them before I include them in this. So, you know, I'm just gonna kind of let stuff gather, and when I feel like I have a good amount, then I'll share them with you. But this is stuff that I melted all last week, and I wanted to go ahead and share. So the first thing here is this right here from Bella's Candles and Tarts, and it was a piece of brittle in pumpkin funnel cake, and this is just their funnel cake scent, and they added a touch of pumpkin for fall. I absolutely loved this. I've actually tried quite a few pieces of Bella's brittle in D-stashes, and even though I wasn't happy with the customer service I received on my last order, the wax is undeniably good, at least for me. You know, this is all relative to the person melting it, but I just really think it's great. I thought the scent was amazing. The pumpkin was not too strong, and it was pretty creamy, not super spicy. And then the funnel cake just added this nice, warm, and cozy note that just made this delicious. I absolutely loved it. Next, from 30 Street Craft, is this one here in Jillian Owens, and Jillian Owens is was a secret and mystical blend, smoky and mischievous and herbaceous. So this wasn't like a super descriptive one. This is just one that she kind of put out there and didn't really. It was kind of, you took your chances on it. And I remember hauling this and not really caring for the scent on cold. When I did melt this, I didn't love it. I think for me, I do love smoky scents, but I prefer them with something sweet added to them. And I'm not a really big herbal person, so this just didn't quite do it for me. It was smoky, very fall-esque. It just needed like some marshmallow or something creamy added to it for me anyhow. It gave a pretty good throw. It wasn't anything great, which I'm usually used to at 30 Street, but it was an okay scent. I probably wouldn't go out of my way to get this one again though. Next up is this one from Supertarts. This was a scent shot I got in a D-stash in Beast. And Beast is blueberry and cornbread. And when I first smelled this, I just thought this was like a blueberry scent with some type of bread note. I did really like it, but when I read the scent description, I was just really surprised that it was cornbread. To me, it just smelled like any other kind of bread. I really didn't get like a corn scent, but this was really great. The throw was really great, and it smelled really good, so I liked that one a lot. Next up is a clamshell I finished up from Sassy Girl Aroma in the scent Pear Spice, and this was one that she put out for like the holidays. The scent description reads, "Jazz up your holidays with the aroma of juicy pears, warm brown sugar, vanilla, nutmeg, and a touch of cinnamon spice." This gave a good throw. However, I didn't really care for this scent. I do like pear scents. However, this was not what I thought it was going to be upon reading the description. To me, this was just kind of a one-note pear scent. It was not very complex. There was absolutely no spice to it at all. And even though it gave a good throw, it just wasn't what I was looking for. So I probably wouldn't get this one again, or maybe I'd get it and just see maybe if letting it cure longer would bring out more of the notes in this. But for me, this just isn't what I was looking for when I purchased this. Next up from Two Timing Tart is this scent shot in Wild Berry Scones, and this is fresh baked scones with a rush of berries. This gave a great throw, and I loved this. It was so strong. And then like the scone part of this just helped to like tone it down and not make it too like juicy fruity. But the wild berry in this was just so great, so authentic, and it just smelled wonderful. It filled up my whole basement, and it was just amazing. I really loved this scent. Next up is from Yankee Candle, and it is this little tart in Ghostly Treats. And Ghostly Treats, let me see here, is the scent of gooey toasted marshmallows. And again, I love scents like this. I don't know why. I just love them. For me, the throw was good. I absolutely loved the scent. I just wish so badly that these Yankee tarts gave a better throw. Every once in a while, I'll come across one that really I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, that smells great and it smells good for a really long time. But those are just so few and far between. I just wish that I just wish they were stronger. So I absolutely love the scent. I would probably repurchase because that's just how much I liked the scent, but I do wish the throw was better. Next up is from Sassy Girl Aroma. This was one of her mini pies that I worked my way through in vanilla, pumpkin pie, marshmallow. And this did not have a definitive scent description. I really couldn't find anything for any of her pies. This was a pretty good scent. It was nice and warm. It was more of a creamy pumpkin with some cinnamon, but not super spicy. And it was very, you know, fall-esque, but it just wasn't memorable to me, you know what I mean? When you melt, you know, so many fall scents and pumpkin scents, and you know what I mean, those things that you are always melting in the fall time, you just are kind of looking for something that's different. And although this smelled really good, I mean, I would totally repurchase it. It just wasn't anything memorable that I would be like, you know, going out of my way to get. Next up is from Tiffany Candles, and this is a little chunk bag that I got in a D-stash in Harvest with Hocus Pocus Overpour. And Harvest is a Yankee candle type of scent. It's a spicy blend of cinnamon bark and clove bud on a dry down of musk, and then the Hocus Pocus is caramel, apple, and candy corn. This gave a really good throw and was a pretty okay scent, but it just, again, smelled like every other type of fall scent that you usually smell with the apples and the candy corn, and you know what I mean? There was just nothing that stood out to this. Of course, again, it smelled really good. I would repurchase it for that, but there was just nothing about this that was like, oh wow, that's really different or really unique. I did enjoy it, but it was just your typical kind of fall scent. Let's see. Next up is a couple of wallflowers that I finished up in Tiki Beach. I usually buy mines in the 2-packs like this just because they always end up being a better buy, so that's just how I like to do it. But this is a tropical coconut scent with a hint of berries. This gave a great throw and was amazing. I really liked this one a lot. It was very tropical. The scent on this was very strong, and you could definitely smell the berries, which was really unique. Usually when you get like these beach type scents, you know, you get the coconut and like that suntan lotion scent, but you don't get a whole lot of like, you know, any kind of fruit scents mixed in, or if you do, it's like a pineapple. So it was really unique to smell the berries in there, and I really liked this one a lot and would definitely repurchase for the spring and summer. Let's just set that there. Next up is from Sassy Girl Aroma, and this was 3 of the little oh, what are they called? The lattice pies, and I got it in a D-stash, and it's in pumpkin donuts. This is one I could not find a description for, but I loved the scent. The scent throw was great, and the scent was just amazing. I could smell everything in this. You could smell like the donuts. It was kind of a sweet donut scent. The pumpkin in this again was kind of creamy, not super spicy, but it was just a really unique pumpkin scent. And that's what I'm talking about, things that kind of make me like, wow, you know, that's different. It still smelled like fall, but it wasn't like everything else that you smell. And I don't know if this is something she does regularly, but this is something I would so buy again. Next up is this other mini pie and butterscotch rum brittle latte, another one I could not find the description for. This was another one of her mini pies, and I absolutely loved it. The scent throw on this was great, and I am a person who does not care for coffee scents, and I loved this. And the reason I loved it is because the coffee or the latte scent did not overpower it. The butterscotch, the rum, and the brittle were all able to hold their own against the coffee, and that is what I love about this. So you could smell everything in this. And actually the coffee scent wasn't real, like a, you know how coffee can some kind of have that bitter type of scent? This was like a true latte scent, like a mixed milk and coffee scent. So it was very creamy, very buttery, just an all around wonderful scent. I loved this one. Next up, let's see, is this one from Tiffany Candles, and this is another one I got in a D-stash. This was Pumpkin Cinnabon with Orange Buttercup Overpour, and this was these were little chunks as well. I couldn't find a scent description for her pumpkin or orange buttercup, but excuse me, the Cinnabon is sweet maple with cinnamon and hints of vanilla. The throw on this was really great. However, I just did not care for this scent. Pumpkin and orange is not something I like together. And the pumpkin in this was so fresh. Like, it smelled like when you first cut open a pumpkin and sniff it. That's what the pumpkin in this smelled like, which isn't a bad thing. I just didn't like it with the orange. So I would probably take these scents and blend them with something else, but together, it just didn't work for me. Next up, let's see, is another one from 30th Street Craft in candy corn, and this was pretty much just that, candy corn. I did like this scent, however, was not very strong, and I have had a hard time finding any candy corn scents that are very strong, actually. It did smell good. There was actually even what I consider to be like a little hint of spice in this, but I just wish it was stronger. So, yeah. Next up is this one from Two Timing Tart in Apricot Freesia. This one I could not find a scent description for, but this was really great. The throw was great, and the scent was so just fresh, and the apricot was kind of like a tart type of apricot, and the freesia just added this nice floral note. It was very what I consider to be a springy scent, and I would love to repurchase this for that. But this was just wonderful. I really enjoyed this scent a lot, and it was one of those that when I walked in the room, I just felt better. It just smelled so good and made you just feel good when you sniffed it. So I really enjoyed this one a lot. Next up is this little scent shot that I got as a sample from one of my orders with 30th Street Craft in the scent Frozen. And I actually asked Jessica on her Facebook page what the notes were in this, and she said that Frozen is actually just an oil. So to me, this was a very clean scent. It had a little bit of a masculine note to it, and it was super strong. I actually melted this in my bathroom in a 20-watt hot plate, and it threw for probably 4 days. Now, it wasn't, on the first 2 days, it was coming out of the bathroom, and then I let it keep melting just because I could still smell it, and I could still smell it on like the 4th day. It was crazy how strong this was. It smelled really good, but to me, it was kind of a cologne type scent. So if you don't like that, I probably wouldn't repurchase this, but I thought it was really good. And maybe next time I would probably use this in a bigger area, because I think also like the dry down, I don't know if that's the proper terminology for wax, but to me the dry down was even good, so it just smelled better as the days progressed. And then last but not least for me is a remelt in Yankee Candle Candy Corn. I think on the my last weekly wax meltdown, I talked about the scent and said I had one more. I did melt this in my bathroom, and the throw was just a touch better, but not much. So in a small area, I could smell it a little bit better. But this is still one that I would consider a poor throw and would not repurchase. And that is it. So that is everything I have. Again, I did not melt much last week, so I probably will not post one. I did not. I have not been melting much at the end of last week. So I may not be posting a weekly wax meltdown for next week. I may wait till the week after till I've accumulated a little bit more wax. I do have a couple hauls coming in, so those will be coming to you very soon. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and have a good day. Thanks. Bye.